Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I think we did it. I think we're back. I think we're on. Weird week so far. Yesterday, we had all kinds of problems right when the show was supposed to start. All kinds of technical stuff started going wrong. And then today, the whole thing blew up. It just exploded. And so we couldn't, we had no phones. We had no transmitter. We had no routers. We didn't have anything. But our engineer, Rob.
Feces thrown all over the walls.
Right, there's that.
The floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
So bad. But Rob Chickering, our engineer, got here a little before I think he'd like to. And bam! We're back on the air.
Oh, wow.
We're back on the air, Keith.
Oh, okay. Well, It's good to know.
It is good to know.
I was running errands, and glad they called me back in here. I had some laundry to pick up.
Yeah. You know what it was? Russian hacking.
No kidding.
He knew we were too close.
Too close.
We were too close to what's really going on. And we hurt him badly yesterday. And he couldn't have that, so Putin instructed some people to hack us off the air. And that's what happened. So there you go. You know, we were watching CNN right before the show started. And they were playing live, I think, a Zelensky address to the UN.
Yeah.
And Zelensky got a standing ovation this morning from the UN. I mean, literally everybody at the UN is behind Ukraine. It's just that nobody's willing to help them. Sorry. Yeah, we all, we like you. Oh, we think it's cute that you're putting up a fight. We do. It's adorable what you're doing there. We just can't help with it.
Do you put that into the same camp as George Soros tweeting out support for Ukraine, and now the United Nations giving a standing ovation that goes on and on and on?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's too easy.
I know.
Okay, something's up here.
But it's strange because everybody wants them to win. Everybody's for them. It's just that nobody's willing to send anybody there to help them. And, not that I want American troops there, because I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody's willing to help them with troops. So it's like, sorry, good luck. We're behind you. But we're literally behind you. So good luck with that. You should have caught us 10 or 15 years ago when we were into this kind of thing. We're just not into it now.
Not into it now.
We might have been into it then. We're just not into it now. So apparently Russia is breaking out some of the more heavy weaponry we're hearing. And in fact, some things that maybe go against the Geneva Conventions, because it's not going the way they expected it to. They expected to overrun Ukraine, I think, in a matter of minutes, certainly hours. I think in the first day or two, they thought they'd be in complete control of Ukraine.
I saw estimates on Thursday, I believe, that said that the capital city of Ukraine, whose name I won't attempt because I'll have it.
Kiev.
Wrong. Yeah, thank you.
It's Kiev.
It will fall most likely by Sunday night.
Oh.
And that
did not happen.
No.
Now they're coming in from all four sides. It looked like, as I was seeing some illustrations on that, and the arrows are coming from every direction. Plus, they have a 40-mile Russian military convoy headed their way.
Oh, yeah, we have pictures of that. Well, I don't know if we have pictures or not. What works?
Right.
Rob,
pictures? Who knows?
Do we have pictures? There we go. Look at that. Nice job, Rob. Thank you.
Oh,
that's
Look at that
from space,
and it just keeps going and going. I mean, they don't have a.
It's very daunting.
Yeah, because you think, where's the other traffic? What if the Ukrainians just lined that road themselves and caused a traffic jam that they couldn't get through?
Where are the
War's
truckers?
over. Yeah, where are the
Where
truckers?
are the truckers?
Where are they?
The Ukrainian truckers.
Where are they? So here's the president of the United States.
Oh, the symbol
because
of power.
He is on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that you look to and you say, oh, this guy can handle it. It's a good thing this is happening now, because this guy is sharp as a tack and can't be stopped. A good example of that. He was, I think he was leaving the helicopter.
Yeah, he's walking from Marine One into
One.
the White House. The reporters are shouting at him, and he
just
obviously
projecting power
Watch this.
and strength.
Go ahead and play this. Look at this.
Look at this.
Is Ukraine winning the war?
I can't hear you.
Wearing a mask alone
Mr. President, are you worried
outside.
about
Yeah,
nuclear
nobody
war?
around him. That is asinine.
Are you worried about nuclear war? No, he's worried about pudding.
No, I'm worried about being able to not fall.
Right.
Trip on a blade of grass as I'm headed toward the White House. Seriously, look how... And they've talked about his gait before. And even his doctor mentioned his gait. You know, the way he walks. It's very affected by age.
This guy's affected by age?
Yeah.
No, come
I know,
on
it's hard
now.
to believe. Hard to believe. Because you think of him as
Picture of health.
the picture of health, vim, and vitality,
Look at him.
vigor.
Well, he's out of breath.
Or is it rigor? Rigor mortis? Rigor mortis. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what I thought of.
That's the longest walk that man's made in
Oh,
a
a long
decade.
time. Yeah. Jeez.
No, he's good.
So once inside, he was asked if Americans should worry about nuclear war. And here's what he said.
Okay.
Come down so we can see. Mr. President, should Americans be worried about nuclear war?
No.
No.
So we're good.
No. Okay. Well, then,
We're good.
thank you for putting our minds at ease, Mr. President.
When
no.
I hear that man say something, especially that definitive, I'm worried
powerful,
about.
right?
Yeah, no, I'm worried about the exact opposite. I think that there must be some really cause for concern here.
Yeah, because he's like Mr. Opposite Man. You believe everything that he says. Just the opposite.
I'm very concerned now,
Just turn it around.
based on that answer alone.
I don't know. He's the worst. He's the worst president in the history of America. Meanwhile, Biden's dog commander has weighed in on things from the Oval
This is
Office.
such an embarrassment. They've got a Twitter account called the Oval Office.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, this is this is
And here's what the dog. this is what the dog tweeted out.
okay. How long do you think it took him? He has no opposable thumbs.
Right? It's probably took him a little bit longer than it would a human.
Wow.
For that reason, Keith,
Okay.
I am so furry pupset about what's
sweet
happening in
Lord.
Ukraine right now.
No.
I mean, you're mocking the situation when
Yeah.
you're saying your dog tweeted this out.
Oh, help us.
This is not a joke.
No.
I am so furry pupset about what's happening in Ukraine right now. I've been monitoring the situation and had furry little sleep.
Oh, God.
This is mind-boggling. I'll be taking a small nap and leave Willow in charge. We take turns. We're both so heartbroken about the humans and pets in Ukraine. Yelp. Oh my gosh. That is pathetic. Are you serious?
We are an embarrassment.
If that was Donald Trump tweeting about his dog under these circumstances and tweeting about this situation, can you imagine they'd be tearing him limb from limb today? That this guy is unpresidential, how can you allow this kind of nonsense to go out? My gosh.
I'm furry pupset.
It's not even clever.
No, right? Right. At least come with good puns.
No, they didn't. They couldn't. Again, it's inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
By the way, Vladimir Putin met with his top advisors.
Yeah, about
yesterday.
hacking this show.
Yeah.
That's what they
right.
That's what they were discussing in this
Right.
picture here. Look at this, man.
And it's amazing that anybody heard him say it because that table is about 1.5 miles long. Look at that thing. Is that the same one from the
No,
Macron
it's not.
meeting?
No.
So they've got like
think
a
every
million
room-
tables.
Every room has like a 45-foot long table.
So nobody can be near Putin. They can all sit together
Right.
down at the other end, but nobody can be by him
So weird.
because he's the only one, I guess, that matters in his world.
There you go.
That's interesting.
And I think it's the clown on the right in the middle there who is responsible for hacking this show earlier. Yeah, you see him?
Let's
He's
go
kinda-
back to-
See how
yeah.
he's leaning in?
Yeah,
That guy. He's
Bastard.
like, okay, you want me to do the Pat Gray Unleashed show? I pull off air? And that's what happened.
That's what happened.
That's where they were planning this morning's chaos here in Dallas, Texas.
And by the way, doing the Russian accent, that's okay because they're white. And and so we can mock their
Thank you.
accent. Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
That's good to know. There's a carve out. Boy, this hour flew by. That's the music
went
already,
by
Corby?
fast.
Oh, wow.
So we are, I mean, this is an unusual day because we're jam-packing 15 minutes of entertainment into just an hour and 15 minutes today.
You didn't even make a dent in the first column of stuff
I know.
today.
Unreal.
Wow.
Okay. More coming up. We hope. Welcome. Hello. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got some tweets here. Squatching Duck tweets. Joe forgets where he's going between the helicopter and the White House.
That's true.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
I think you're right about that.
At any moment between the helicopter and the White House on his little walk here,
he could take a left turn.
Right. Do you think he knows at this moment in time? Boom, just pick it. He's president of the United States?
No.
Look at that. It's
pathetic.
So sad.
It is.
This is a guy who needs to be in a nursing home, not the Oval Office. I'm sorry, not the Oval Poffice, as we referred to it earlier, thanks to the...
because the dog thing. His dog tweeted out on the Ukraine situation.
Help us.
God, guns, and coffee tweets. So the White House dog had more to say than the White House resident.
Yes!
Yep.
Exactly.
And from Free Exercise, we have tomorrow. We want to see at least 30 minutes of entertainment stuffed into those 2 hours. Got it? Well,
you willing to guarantee that?
I mean, I can't. It's what are you, indentured servitude here? Plus, we'd have to take 15 or 16 minutes from today's show and try to jam them into tomorrow. And then we'd have no entertainment for the next hour. So it just doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
It can't be done.
We can't be making commitments.
Not like that.
We can't even commit to being on the air tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, too soon?
Too soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Since it was 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
My bad.
Too soon.
Sorry.
But check this out. Ukrainian citizens are reporting that Russian forces at a depot in the Sumy region abandoned the outpost and fled into the woods.
Look at what they left behind,
during
man.
night fighting.
Look at this.
Huh. Too bad these guys can't talk right. We'd know what was going on.
Right. Blah, blah, blah.
Just the gibberish coming out of them. It doesn't make any sense to anybody.
Yeah. Could be talking about...
and the Z thing. Have you been seeing that? They're painting Z's on all their armored vehicles for some reason. Some people think it stands for Zelensky, that this is for you. Some people think it means you're at the end. This is the end game. I don't know. Nobody really knows for sure what it's about. But they left behind BMPs, BTR-80s, MTLBs.
I don't know what any of these BLTs. What are these things?
It's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches.
Now, if they're leaving behind some BLTs, we're going to have to reassess who the good guys are.
Right.
Because that'd be a nice gift from the Russians.
Infantry transport vehicles were left behind. No indication why they fled, other than, I don't know, you're scared? I don't know.
Well, you hope that it's not like, we're clearing out before we do something really major.
Yeah, because you just don't. I'm hearing from many sources who are familiar with Putin that he's not the same Putin. I mean, he's much worse.
Right, he's crazy now.
Much worse.
Like, he's not just crazy genius. He's just crazy.
Right.
And
he might be willing to do anything.
And the fact that Joe Biden's like, nope, no nuclear issue. Don't worry about that, y'all. Makes me be worried.
Yeah. And he didn't even have the gumption to say, don't worry about that. It was just, no. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that comfort. All right. Let me take 1 minute here and tell you about real estate agents I trust, because trying to sell your home is a real challenge. You know that if you've ever done it. And moving is such a hassle to begin with. And then you got the stress of whether or not you're going to get your money's worth out of your home. You're going to be able to make money on it, which would be great. Especially in this environment, you should be making money on it. But you're going to need a really good realtor who can advise you in all the things that you need to know and the things you need to do to get your home ready to sell. And they'll help get you the most house for your money when you're buying. So if you're relocating and you need to do both, That's doubly hard, and it's twice as important that you have a great realtor. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. These are fans of the show, so you're going to have a lot in common with them. And they really care. They honestly care about doing a great job for you. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray returns.
So that outpost isn't the only place Russian military vehicles were left behind. Ukrainians are uploading videos on TikTok about how to drive abandoned and captured Russian military vehicles.
Epic. Watch this.
More
gibberish though, Pat.
I noticed.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay. Starter. They're cranked up, Pat.
It's a good how-to video just in case you find a Russian tank in your neighborhood.
It's cold there. Here we go. Watch this. This is awesome. I want to ride in that now.
That's something.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So look at that. Finders keepers. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the HOA she lives in is cool with that. Because it's mine now.
Because that could be problematic. And another day, another harsh penalty for Vladimir Putin on the world stage.
Yeah, we talked about this on Twitter while we were waiting to get back on air here.
The World Judo Body suspended Putin as its honorary president because he's a big judo guy. He look at him. There he is in his gi. Isn't that what you call that?
Sure.
I guess.
Yep.
I don't know. Anyway, he's not the honorary president anymore.
No.
Hit him where he lives. Okay. The judo world has spoken. Sorry, you're not honorary president. That's got to hurt him. That's got to hurt. He'll be pulling troops now.
That'd be great if something that seems so innocuous to us actually did cause him to be like,
yeah, wouldn't it?
I love the judo. I must withdraw.
The other thing that happened yesterday was the FIFA organization, the governing body of world soccer. They got a little tougher with him. They didn't have to just change their name at competition and play in a neutral site. They've been banned now from World Cup competition.
This is what they should have done from
should have done it in the
but I'm
first
glad
place.
they finally came to their senses.
And I think the reason they did was because Poland shamed them into it. Poland said, we're not going to play them. And that's their opponent in the semifinal match for the World Cup qualifying round, I think it is. So Poland said, we're not going to play them. And so the international committee shut them down and banned them from this competition until further notice. So we don't know how long that's going to last. But
so the World Cup
good
will
for them.
go on without Russia.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not a soccer fan. I don't know if you know this, but World Cup coming up in December. That's when the big tournament is. It's going to be at Christmas time.
Good.
The only reason I know that is because I watched Tomorrow War, the movie on Amazon Prime with Chris Pratt. You should watch it.
And
it's
that
good.
Told you that the World Cup is in December?
Yeah, that's where it's set in December of 2022. And so whenever I see these soccer stories this year, I just know in the back of my head,
okay,
the big World Cup's coming up here. So
that's good to
got
know.
A fighting chance. You're gonna watch them? Yeah, you're gonna watch USA.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Right? Because you are a soccer geek.
Oh, I'm a soccer aficionado.
So who's your favorite player on the men's soccer team?
Bob. I think Bob's really good.
You think he's good?
Mm-hmm.
You're going out on a limb.
Yeah. Again, it's like picking children. Like, who's your favorite child?
Right.
I love them all equally. But Bob does. He has a special place in my heart.
Oh, cool.
Actually, so.
What is it about Bob that you like so much?
I don't know, the way he kicks the ball. You know, it's really impressive.
Okay.
Some of the kicks he does.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
I got to tune in.
He can dribble really well. Have you ever seen him dribble?
No, I don't watch soccer.
And I'm not talking about during
soccer
dinner
geek.
or lunch. I'm talking about when he's on the soccer pitch. To those of us in the know, we know it's not a field. It's a pitch.
It's a pitch. All right, well,
okay.
Go Team USA and Bob.
Especially Bob.
Yeah.
Especially you, Bob. Meanwhile, the Russian economy continues to collapse as the ruble is cratering. Interesting.
Is it in Zimbabwe territory yet?
Not quite yet, I don't think. But it's on its way. It is definitely on the way. They're in real trouble. For Putin to take this chance when his economy's on the brink of catastrophe anyway, stupid. And you've done it when typically neutral Switzerland chooses sides in a war like this.
It didn't take them long either.
I mean, they didn't choose sides during the Nazis. They've taken sides here.
Oh, man.
They're going to freeze Russian assets and not be neutral in this. Favorite destination for Russian oligarchs, too, and their money. Swiss banks are a big deal for super wealthy people. On Monday, they said they're going to freeze Russian financial assets in the country, setting aside a deeply rooted tradition of neutrality to join the EU and a growing number of nations seeking to penalize Russia for their invasion of Ukraine. Seriously, other than China, who's with them? And China hasn't really said anything. They're just staying out of it. I don't think there's a single country that says, well, yeah, they were justified in this attack.
Here's some trivia for you.
Okay.
When was the last time Switzerland was involved in a foreign war? You got a guess on the year?
I'm going to say 1816.
1815.
Is it?
I don't like you.
It was.
Is it on the story?
Was it? No.
Oh, wow.
No, I
didn't
just
think
happen to
was.
know this.
Wow. Okay.
I believe they took sides against Napoleon. Right?
Oh, okay.
I believe they did. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Switzerland realizes Napoleon and Putin bad. Hitler, whatever.
I mean,
let that one go.
I'm kind of neutral on that. I could go either way. It's weird, isn't it?
Very weird.
And who's at fault for Russia's invasion of Ukraine? Well, thankfully, there's MSNBC and Sarah Kenzor, who's a PhD, so she knows.
Oh, she knows.
So here she is telling us.
Trump was installed as the president of the United States in order to weaken the alliance.
Yeah. Trump was installed.
Yeah, we're
as
off to a
president
good start.
of the United States.
We're off to a good start with PhD here.
He was installed. Okay. Let's hear the rest.
Trump was installed as the president of the United States in order to weaken the alliances that were preventing Putin from achieving his goals. Alliances like NATO, our relationship with our European partners, our relationship with Ukraine. Trump was put in as a bulldozer. And he was also put in, as Malcolm said, as a bulldozer to the Constitution, to our system of checks and balances, to our system of institutional trust, and the unwillingness of people in the United States to confront the brokenness of those institutions, whether through financial corruption in recent years or age-old systemic problems like the endemic racism that holds our country up, has contributed to that. And Fox News, in this sense, is just an extension of that long-running destructive pattern.
Oh, she got there. She finally got there.
So it's Trump and Fox News that are responsible for this. Oh,
boy, she is. Who needs a hobby? She's a bitter, bitter woman.
The insanity is just too much.
Hold on.
Isn't it?
Is that take hotter than this one from Bill Kristol, who tweeted out yesterday, Ronald Reagan, tear down this wall. Republicans today, tear down our president.
That's a conservative. Right?
Is it?
He doesn't even. Does he even pretend to be conservative anymore?
Bill Kristol.
Bill Kristol is completely off the deep end.
Mm-hmm. Way to wedge that hot take in on the social media there, Billy.
Is this so MSNBC and CNN will interview him from time to time? He'll be a contributor.
Maybe he'll be a sound clip tomorrow.
Right. I mean, how bizarre is that? What a douchebag. I mean, that's just embarrassing. All right. Let me tell you about maybe the most important issue we face, and that's ending abortion, saving America's unborn. Preborn is trying to do just that. That's why they partnered with us at The Blaze to try to save as many babies as they possibly can during the course of this year. Preborn is the direct competition to the abortion industry and Planned Parenthood, and they're the largest provider of free ultrasounds in the U.S. Now, when you let a woman see the ultrasound and hear the heartbeat, it's a difference maker. How could it not be? When you're actually seeing, that's life. That's your child. That's a human baby. So, to show one woman an ultrasound, it's $28. If you can afford $28, you've got an 80% chance of saving a baby. If you could afford a little bit more, maybe a $140 sponsorship, that would save 5 babies with ultrasounds. Please help us with whatever you can. If it's $1, that would be greatly appreciated. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat. Yeah. That's right, Mama.
Now back to Pat Gray on the Blaze Radio Network.
We're back. And this time, we're pissed off.
Accurate.
We're a little hacked off when we heard this sound earlier this morning. And then there was nothing but a hiss coming out of the speakers here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this in a long time. Completely off the air. But we're back thanks to Rob, and we're grateful that you found us again and that you're listening or viewing or both. Got some tweets here. Vicky Johnston tweets, not sure if Putin is planning to take over Ukraine or just planning a game of table shuffleboard. From Axis Tech.
Look at that.
Admit it. Yeah, look at that. That does look like table shuffleboard.
I love shuffleboard, man.
I do too.
With the sand, you
it's fun.
It's a good time. I haven't seen those in a while.
Axis Tech tweets, admit it, those Oval Office POFIS. Oval POFIS.
Yeah, get it
tweets.
right, man. It's an official POFIS.
Yes.
In the White House.
But they're the clearest, most intelligent thing to come out of the White House since Biden was elected. Yeah, I do have to admit that.
Yes.
Pete Donovan. So the Russians learned from Biden Inc. to leave all your gear for the enemy and just cut and run.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, they did learn an important lesson from us.
Yeah, one of your viewers echoed the same thought that my son had over the weekend. It's like, hey, sure would have been nice if we had just, knowing that we were going to leave Afghanistan, just drop off that equipment in a place like Ukraine.
Yeah.
Give it to some, like literally any other place on the planet would have been a better place for all of that American military gear than in the hands of the Taliban.
Yeah. Yep. Wouldn't have been that far a trip either. No, it's not that bad. We could have. And don't tell me that we didn't have intelligence back then.
Oh, yeah.
That it looked like this was going to happen. So just in case, here's an ally. Give them the weaponry.
And you hear about how, Donald Trump is Vladimir Putin's lapdog. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
The evidence is clear that Joe Biden is, because if you are in a position where you are eliminating our own ability to transport oil in this country, mostly gas, through something like the Keystone Pipeline.
And he cleared the way for them to have their pipeline.
Exactly. Nord Stream 2
not ours.
Goes around Ukraine. It goes through the ocean. It makes Ukraine expendable, which is why approving something like that only benefits Vladimir Putin.
Sure. Yeah. Now, yesterday we had the red flag of George Soros praising Ukraine. That gave us some pause to reflect on our allegiances here. Today we get this. Ukrainian parliament member told Fox News, we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order.
Wait, come back now. What was that now?
Wait, you're not only fighting for Ukraine, you're fighting for a new world order.
All right, don't care for that.
I don't care for that one little bit. Jeez. They didn't used to even talk about this term. They never used it.
Right.
Because they didn't want people to know that was the end goal. And then George H.W. Bush, I think, he kind of opened the floodgates, and now they don't care. They just use it all the time. And I think they either believe we don't know what they're saying with that, or that they've gone so far that there's no way to stop them. So who cares?
And there's something to these American bioweapons labs in Ukraine because our State Department or our embassy there, I can't find it here. They took down this information about these bioweapons labs that we were funding there in Ukraine, which I don't know why we're doing that to begin with. Like, I don't know why we're
because we can't do it here. So,
but why do it? Period.
I know.
Is this not what got us in trouble in Wuhan, China?
Yes.
Anybody remember that? I mean, how old were you when we had a global pandemic?
Let me think. So, like yesterday, you're talking?
Sure.
How old was I? By the way, as long as we're mentioning the pandemic, things are actually going pretty darn well. Everything's trending in the right direction right now.
Yep.
So don't be fooled by when they come up with another variant or whatever it is. Don't let them put us into another panic here. The tally of daily cases of COVID-19 has returned to levels not seen since before Omicron. Lower hospitalizations, number of patients in intensive care units, and the daily death toll all down. The U.S. is now averaging about 65,858 cases of COVID a day. You know what it was at its peak, a month ago? Over 800,000 a day. Over 800,000 a day to 65,000? That's really good. That's impressive. It's down 62% from 2 weeks ago. And a lot more than that from just a month ago.
I'm so glad that you addressed this because the best of that they threw on the air in a panic when we were off the air at the start of the show, people were tweeting at us, yeah, I knew it was an old episode when, there was a Christmas tree here.
Okay.
Now there's a hole in the sky where the tree once stood. And also...
Somebody's making money.
Somebody is.
Somebody, not us.
And you mentioned right out of the gate that I guess there was 1 million new cases or something like that of COVID.
Wow.
And so people were like,
that's right.
Okay, so this is old.
Yeah.
So this is incredible news.
Yes.
It's over. Goodbye.
Awesome.
Leave us alone now.
Yeah. Now, Fauci keeps saying the number should be around, when it gets down to 10,000 a day, it's almost done. But, I mean, this is a great sign that we're trending in the right direction.
And that number again, what was it again?
The number of infections a day, 65,858.
Okay. Right.
So it's way down.
Wow.
I mean, even before Omicron, the high was like 80,000. So it was 10 times that after Omicron. But, even when we were all concerned, it was like 75, 80,000. And we're below that number.
And when we get down to 10,000, as you just said, Fauci is setting the goal. He will say, this is going to go on until there's 0 cases.
Yeah, yes, he will.
He'll change, because he literally changes everything the man says changes.
That's right. Plus, we're only averaging 52,000 hospitalizations. That's down 43%. And deaths are starting to come down as well. It's always the last indicator, really. Down 24% to an average of 1,867 a day. That number was way higher for a while. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed. Coming up.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like the last hour and a half of the show has gone by like it was only 45 minutes. Am I the only one that
No, I was thinking that. I'm glad you verbalized what I was
weird.
thinking.
It's really kind of weird, isn't it?
Where does the time go?
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. All right. Rethinking schools. Teaching about Ukraine. This is from marketing at rethinkingschools.org. Our teaching, too, should reflect on when we start the clock. We should remember, for example, that U.S. history is literally a history of invasion and overthrow.
Oh, this is how they're teaching the Ukraine conflict. Okay.
Yeah, this is good. Indigenous lands in what became the United States, Mexico, the Philippines, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Vietnam, Iran, Cambodia, Chile, Grenada, Panama, Afghanistan, and Iraq. And so the U.S. denunciation of the Russian invasion of Ukraine can be viewed more clearly with some historical context. These people are doing everything they possibly can to destroy the United States as we know it by re-educating our youth into believing we're the bad guy. I mean, there's no context on why or what happened in any of these places either. There's no context there for that. Jeez. Azra Nomani keeps an eye on what's being taught to our kids, and she's the one who sent this out. As the world unites against Putin, Rethinking Schools sends out this email that I just read to you, and they want educators to teach about America's history of invasion. Yeah, so Russia's not the bad guy here. We are, of course. And when China invades Taiwan, they're not the bad guy. It's us. We've got no place to talk. It's despicable.
Sure is.
To me, it borders on treason, frankly.
That word isn't used enough.
It's not. No, it really isn't. Here's a meme somebody sent to us about the science supposedly being settled. If science was never questioned, you'd still be drinking cocaine. Yeah, because that's what they put in Coke, and everybody thought it was fine. Giving kids cough syrup with heroin. Those were the days, weren't they?
Right?
Yeah, those were good times.
Somebody has to say it.
Those were good times.
I mean, that worked, didn't it?
Spraying people with DDT, which, by the way, is not the villain that we believed it was in the 1960s. They've really started to turn around on DDT. That it's not that bad. It is worth the slight risk that we face from getting food that's not tainted with insects. You know what it was that really killed DDT was that song, Parking Lot? Is it called? No, Big Yellow Taxi.
Yeah.
Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell. Hey, farmer, put away your DDT. I don't care about spots on apples. Give me the birds and bees.
All right.
And DDT was not killing birds and bees.
So is that song available on Spotify? Because it's Joni Mitchell, and I know she was like,
I don't know if they've come back yet. I think they took it off, right?
Let's see. I don't know, because, now I want to listen to that, because it's such a great tune.
And if we followed the science, we'd also be smoking the cigarette brand that your doctor recommended back in the 40s, 50s. And remember, it was for good health, to be vibrant, to be sexy. That's how tobacco was looked upon back then. So maybe we don't always just blindly accept the science. Meanwhile, Bill Gates says if every country does what Australia did, the world could prevent the next pandemic. Yeah, good idea, Bill.
Go away.
Good idea.
Go away.
For months, Gates has warned of a new pandemic looming on the horizon. And according to the Microsoft co-founder, one country has already laid out a blueprint for successfully mitigating it. If every country does what Australia did, then you wouldn't be calling the next outbreak a pandemic. So all you have to do is lose liberty and freedom. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, just start arresting people who won't wear masks, or if they go outside their home and you told them not to, then they should be put in a concentration camp surrounded by barbed wire.
Yeah, what's the problem?
No problem.
Do you want to be healthy or not?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Do you want to prevent a worldwide pandemic? I think you do.
All right.
Keeping a new outbreak from becoming a pandemic would almost certainly prevent many of the global consequences caused by COVID-19, but Gates noted it'll likely require much stricter policies in a future outbreak's early days than how most of the world enacted against COVID. Wow, Bill, for the love of heaven, shut up.
If I had the kind of money this guy had or any of these elitists, I wouldn't be tinkering with the world and doing mad scientist type stuff. Man, I would just disappear, live in luxury, and leave everyone else the hell alone, Bill. Oh, can't take it.
He's vowed, though, to spend his wealth doing just this kind of stuff. And he's big into vaccines. We've known that forever. But he's not a freedom guy.
No.
He's just not a freedom guy. And Joe Rogan pointed out a couple of other things about Bill Gates that should be noted, I guess, in light of the fact that he's telling everybody how to be healthy.
When a guy like that says that, I'm like, are you making money because of this? Like, why are you saying that? And by the way, you look like like, because if you're eating those plant-based burgers or whatever the you're doing, like, you're obese. Like, a guy like that telling people about he's got these breasts and this gut, and I'm like, this is crazy. You're one of the richest guys on earth. You have access to the best nutrients, the best. You could have an amazing trainer. You could be in phenomenal shape, and you're giving out public health advice. You're giving out health advice, and you're sick. It's like literally like a non-athlete trying to coach professionals. Like, what the are you talking about? How are you giving any health advice when you look like that? Your health is piss poor. I'm not a doctor. But when you've got man boobs and a gut and you're walking around, you have these like toothpick arms, I'm like, hey, buddy, you're not healthy.
And there you go.
Yeah. I'm glad that he pointed out Bill Gates' moobs several times in that rant. That's great.
Good stuff.
So good. By the way, I wonder if Biden will be using, some of those lines tonight during the State of the Union address. Is he gonna tackle COVID and the fact that we're in the last days of COVID?
Oh, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
I hope. Dude needs a victory.
Yeah, he does.
I guarantee you, behind the scenes at the White House, there is one camp that says, let's declare COVID over.
Yeah.
Because this president has had 0 victories in over a year of being in the Oval Office. And there's another camp that says, no, we're not going to relinquish this control. It'll be interesting to see what happens tonight, because don't forget, watch the FAA mask mandate that is set to expire on March 18th. Are they going to extend this yet again?
Yeah, that's only 17 days from now. By the way, happy March 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
March 1st already.
It's Women's Appreciation Month, so we can now celebrate Leah Thomas, the swimmer.
Yeah, because you can't.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Thank you.
It is ma'am.
Right. You can't celebrate women who are biologically women. You got to celebrate those who used to be men and are now identifying as women.
Now, your audience wants to make sure that you don't forget that on Thursday.
No, don't do it.
2 days from now.
Don't remind them. Please don't remind. It's an old.
I don't have to remind them.
I know.
That it is
they probably have it marked in their calendars.
It is the
Happy New Year Day.
Pat Gray New Year, which came from an innocuous comment that Pat made about how people wish him a Happy New Year, and it's like March 3rd or something, and people are still greeting me for Happy New Year.
And so it became a thing.
Yeah, the audience took that as a challenge and created a brand new holiday that I'm sure we're going to celebrate.
Smart Alex. Where do they get that? Where do they get that?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's really weird. By the way, the price of gas in your neighborhood actually seems to be, I don't know, it's the same everywhere now. It's
Is it really?
Out of control, yeah.
It's the same everywhere?
I think we have a shot of the gas prices that, everywhere. We got the FJB. F Joe Biden.
Uh-huh. Yep, there it is.
So that's how much gas is right now.
Everybody paying the same price.
It's F Joe Biden price. It's too high.
Too high.
It is too high.
Uh-huh.
Also tonight, Joe Biden will be giving the State of the Union, as we just mentioned. And just ahead of it, he had this to say about the GOP.
We're going to keep pushing on this. And we're protecting our country's threshold liberty, the sacred right to vote, which I've never seen is under such attack.
What?
It's always made it harder for blacks to vote, but this is trying to be able to figure out how to keep the black vote when it occurs from even counting. Over the past year,
two people clapping for that.
To promote access to.
That's unbelievable. Wait, you're trying to stop black people from even counting?
What a desperate lot they are right now.
If we had legitimate journalists, someone would ask him how the GOP is trying to stop votes from being counted. Explain that to me. What are you referring to? What are you referring there, Mr. President? And follow that question up with the fact that 80% of blacks are fine with presenting their ID when they vote because they have ID, and it's racist to assume they don't. Or maybe somebody could bring up the fact that Delaware has 0 opportunities to vote early. So how can he claim that Texas and Georgia are hampering the minority vote when you can vote for over 2 weeks prior to Election Day in those states? Delaware doesn't even have early voting. It's so hard to listen to him and look at him. How are we going to do the State of the Union address?
I'm thinking about going to bed.
Me too.
I'm just going to wake up tomorrow morning. Yeah, what's in the old folder here?
Oh, man. Yes, just have somebody else watch it for us.
Perhaps
that's what we're going to do.
I'm thinking about farming this out, which Nate in the other room is thinking to himself, oh, thank goodness. None of these like incessant emails from Malinac for 90 minutes straight tonight.
Ugh.
Yeah, it doesn't start till 9 o'clock Eastern, which I don't know about you. Maybe when does Joe Biden?
My bedtime.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When does, unless it's baseball season, which apparently it's never going to be. Joe Biden, what time does he go to bed, you think? A typical night.
4:30 in the afternoon.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm with him.
This is way past his bedtime.
I'm not going to mock him for that. So this is going to be interesting to see because this is a late ordeal for him.
Yeah.
See if those drugs are powerful after sunset.
We'll see. Last year they had him pretty well medicated. He had some trouble spots, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it was an hour or two earlier. Anyway, I got to tell you about Moink.
All right.
Because
love them.
If you love meat, this is the place to get it. 60%, you know this? 60% of U.S. pork production comes from one company owned by the Chinese. Yikes. And their hogs are given something called ractopamine, which is banned in just 160 countries, though.
And I don't like how ractopamine tastes either.
I don't either. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that one of the countries that bans it is China.
Wait a minute. What?
Yet you find it in your grocery aisle every day.
Oh, what?
There's a better way, and it's Moink. That's moo plus oink.
Yes.
To get Moink. Moink delivers grass-fed and grass-finished beef and lamb, pastured pork and chicken without the ractopamine in it, and sustainable wild-caught Alaskan salmon.
Yeah, we don't talk about that enough. I love it so much.
The salmon is fantastic. I mean, I'm a steak guy, but I love their salmon, too. I'm not a big fish or seafood guy, but it is delicious.
You better believe it.
Really is. Moink farmers farm like our grandparents did. And because of that, the Moink meat tastes like it should because the family farm just does it better than big ag. So help keep American farming going by signing up at moinkbox.com/unleashed right now. And listeners to this show will get free filet mignon for a year. Can you imagine that? That's 1 year of the best filet mignon you'll ever taste, but for a limited time. So do it right now. It's spelled MOINK, moinkbox.com/unleashed. That's moinkbox.com/unleashed.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got a couple of stories that couldn't be any further apart from each other. One is a woman, a 78-year-old woman, being robbed in a church.
This is so tough to look at.
During prayer. Look at this.
So these two women approach this elderly woman who is minding her own business, praying in a church alone.
And they pretend to start praying with her.
Look at this. One of them is kneeling in front of her, holding her hands, praying with her, supposedly. And then her cohort there is behind her and
sitting in the pew right behind.
Right. And watch this evil. Just starts reaching into the old woman's purse.
Oh, my God.
Taking her cash.
While the other woman keeps her distracted, holding her hands, praying with her.
I mean, this is evil. That's all. I mean, that's what this is. Plain
they
and
catch
simple.
them?
I don't know. We'll look this up here. But look at this. This is
pathetic.
just so bad. Are we this? Yes, we are.
Yeah. Just answered your own question.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. I want to see, but they did see. There were pictures all around town of these women going shopping with her credit cards and her cash. Let me see here. And this just goes on and on. It's just so despicable. There they are.
And there they are. But they got masks on. So.
Right. I mean, we've said this for 2 years. Wow, sure would be easy to rob a bank these days.
Mm-hmm.
We are not encouraging the audience to do that.
No, please don't.
Let me just see if there's an update. I forgot to look this up. I don't see. It's Clarksville, Tennessee, by the way. Yeah, I'm not seeing a positive update.
Here's some positive news, though, for you.
Good.
Since there's none from that story. We desperately need some positive news. Superstar Shaquille O'Neal got everybody's attention when he just surprised a family of 11 with not one, but 2 cars that he purchased for them.
I love this man.
This is awesome. Today, Shaq blessed us like never before, the Collins family captioned their post on Instagram with. There was no other information about where it occurred. Last night, we had a surprise visit from Shaquille, the Collins post read. And
this is right here in Grapevine, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. I know right where that... I mean, I've never been inside the Mercedes-Benz dealership of Grapevine, but it's right out here nearby us.
And there's Shaq with the family.
I love this.
Wow. He took us to dinner as a family at Babe's, which is also pretty incredible. Babe's has great chicken. If you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure you stop at a Babe's and have the chicken dinner. It was so much fun to just hang out and eat dinner with him. And then today, he started the day off by taking us to the Mercedes dealership to get us a new family 15-passenger van.
Wow!
How cool is that?
Look at that.
That is something else.
I love this.
The post noted how large the family was, outgrowing their 12-passenger van, and called his gift an outrageous blessing. Before sharing how he later took the family out to dinner and ended up tipping the waitress $1,000 after her car broke down that day. Jeez.
I mean, this is... Be like Shaq.
And it's not Shaq who's beating his own chest here. It's
Right.
the family who is giving him props because they so appreciated it.
Yeah, these stories typically just come out much later in drips and drabs because he's not out there...
He's not singing his own praises.
Right, and I love how while they were at dinner at Babe's, right, it comes up in conversation that, the husband's truck, you got to get the air conditioner fixed. Well, let's go back and get you a truck. I mean, he got him a truck.
That's
He got him a brand new truck. So he went to the Ford dealership to get the truck. Mercedes
wouldn't it be
doesn't
cool
make
to have the kind of money that enables you to do that?
This is how.
I would love
this
it.
is Bill Gates. Take a lesson from Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, this is something else. So he took us to a Ford dealership and blessed us with another truck.
Shaq,
Jeez.
my check engine light's on my truck. Shaq.
No, let's get you another one.
It's a true story, Shaq. It's Keith Maladak, Irving, Texas.
Oh, really? You actually did have your check engine light?
Yeah, so...
Didn't you just get that truck?
Shaq, don't listen to him. I love this. I love it.
The NBA legend has been very generous in the past, as noted by Fadeaway World. The sports analyst once surprised a kid with a new bike. This is kind of beyond that, though.
A little bit.
O'Neal also once tipped a server $4,000 simply because the person asked for it.
Hang on.
What?
Pause for a second.
Shaq, could you give me $1.5 million?
Yeah.
Please? I'd like $1.5 million.
Yeah, scratch my earlier request for a truck. I need 2 mil, please.
Another time, he bought a kid 2 pairs of shoes after he saw him in a store, upset because his parents couldn't afford to get him shoes. That is something else.
I'm serious.
That's great.
This is just awesome. And this is the kind of thing where you say, if I had money, if I had expendable income like this, I would go around and do good things. My gosh, Shaquille O'Neal is the living embodiment of that, and I appreciate him so much in this dark world.
And it's nice to hear the goodness still exists, isn't it?
Yes.
Just being kind to your fellow man and charitable. It's great. Meanwhile, now the trucking situation in Ottawa, in Canada, is over. The trucks are gone. The truckers have been arrested. They were all pulled out of that area. So everything's flowing freely like it used to in Ottawa, Canada. However...
Oh, what now? What?
Post-traumatic stress from weeks of honking is creating a temporary mild trauma, according to a psychologist. They're hearing phantom honking.
I bet they are.
Phantom honking. Really? Is that a thing? The trucks have since been removed, police pushing the majority of protesters outside the downtown core. But now they say these poor downtown residents say they're haunted by phantom honking, what sounds like blaring truck horns, but no actual sounds are
honk,
there.
honk, baby. I'm living in your head now. I mean, I'm sorry. Boy, that's terrible.
Yeah, boy, that's
Just,
tough. That's
trauma.
hard. That's hard to overcome.
Whatnot.
When you hear that noise, it's like, oh, are they back? Is there a road convoy coming back? Right? I felt I was constantly doing these sort of double takes. It almost feels a bit re-traumatizing. Oh, this man should be compensated.
Definitely.
He should be compensated.
Sure should be. As somebody pointed out on Twitter, I thought it was great. You know, the truckers are headed to Ottawa and Trudeau goes into hiding. Putin and the Russian army are headed into Ukraine, and Zelensky stays and fights.
And it's well known. I mean, I don't know how many stories I've seen on this. He's got hundreds, apparently, of hitmen on the lookout to try to assassinate Zelensky. Yet he stays. He'd have a legitimate reason to go somewhere else and be safe because he's literally, admittedly, trying to kill him. Amazing. All right. Well, if our equipment holds up, you know, the gerbil on the wheel doesn't keel over and die.
Corby's been duct taping the machine for the last hour. So.
Then we should be back again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.